let's just get right into this first segment. So the other day, as we all know, so sad to hear it, but Fresh and Fit, actually I want to watch this too. Fresh and Fit, they were demonetized, guys. It's so sad. All that hard work that they put into their channel of harassing and berating women, and it's all gone. It's so sad. Now, listen, I would never actively, it's not all gone. They're demonetized on YouTube. Here's the thing. I would never actively say demonetize somebody, but they still deserve it. There's a way to express yourself, and then there's a way to do it in a, the wrong way that incites hate, and that's the way that they did it. That's the reality. I look at Ben Shapiro, for instance, and Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh was demonetized. Ben Shapiro's not. They say the similar things, but Ben doesn't try to incite some kind of, violence, I would go as far as say, where Matt Walsh tries to be as antagonistic as possible for attention. There's a way to deliver your messages respectfully. YouTube is its own platform, and it is going to say, hey, this is the thing. If they don't take action against Fresh and Fit, that's what happened. That's why advertisers disappeared. Because they had a lot of stuff going on YouTube that advertisers weren't aware of, that wasn't what would fall in line with what they wanted to put video or ads on, and then everybody takes a hit because of it. So YouTube is going to go like, oh, this is too toxic. It's not the general message. There's plenty of other manosphere idiots that are sitting here telling you that women are less than, even though they're not. They just did it in a particular way because that's what got them views. They're not intelligent. It's just that when they're so toxic and rude and hateful, people are like, I really like this. It plays into the inner hatred of human beings. That Colosseum gladiatorial spectator thing where you get to watch people, that's what I think we all have in us, is kind of almost a disgusting thing. The same energy that people love cancel culture for. They're like, yeah, I love these people who cancel other people because they enjoy that horrible, hateful, destructive, nonsense. So that's that. That's why they were demonetized. That being said, no, I haven't seen Bentelek's apology. If you guys can send it to me, that would be cool. But that being said, I'm curious about Advent Preach's video about it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch. I know I want to watch the follow up because they made a video that talks about how YouTube kicks them out, and then they made a video that's like why they deserve less and why creators are some of the dumbest people alive. I think I'm more interested in the second one. Let's do both of them. Why not? Let's do both of them. And then I'm more interested in the second one. So let's do it.
The channel has been kicked off the YouTube Partner Program. I shouldn't be admitting this, but
it's content, right?
Saving children, right? That was great. But saving you guys is better.
Saving grown men is better. Saving, by the way, they're not saving anybody. They've saved nobody. I want people to be very clear. This is what happens. There are a lot of people who are lost in the world, and they're looking for something to be inspiring. When you're actively looking for something, you always find it, but not necessarily in the right way, right? When you're looking for love, that's how you find somebody that's toxic, because you're so desperate for love that you're willing to put some of the red flags aside to be in love. And that's what happens here. There's a lot of men or young men that are feeling a little sorry for themselves. They're feeling beat up by the system, and I get it. They're not feeling represented because feminism some of it has gone so far as to hate men, not just advocate for women. It should advocate for women, but now goes to hating men. And it makes some men and young men feel bad about themselves. So they're just looking around for inspiration. A lot of these guys don't have fathers. Their career tracks aren't exactly great because everything's just go to school and, people are getting paid, not necessarily directing you in a successful path. There's a lot of different issues. People are making less money. There's less job opportunities. There's a bunch of stuff. And at the end of the day, they have to come to the table with more. They have to come to the table with a lot more than just making money. They have to be a little more emotionally in tune with themselves, and there's a lot of problems, and then they find anything. It could have, then they find fresh, oh my God, these guys saved me. It's just something to let them look at and go, wow, cool. They could have been saved by God. They could have been saved by some random viral inspirational quote from Taylor Swift. But they're looking for something, and the first thing that hits them, it's going to resonate with them, and they're going to start tuning into it. And then that's it. They didn't save anybody. They were just the first thing that that individuals came across, and then that satisfied that void in their life. That's all it is. So apparently, is it muted? Oh, he's pretending to cry. I forgot. Guys, men don't cry, guys. That's funny. I'm gonna turn myself down.
Yeah, man, this is tough, bro.
Yeah, this is why they're probably they should have been banned way before this in the monetization when they're being like this is them mocking Ab and Preach. And by the way, I'm pretty sure that's why Ab and Preach changed their thing to like a broom and like a little pail or whatever. I think this was the intention, was to be like taking like kind of like a shot at them in some capacity. I think that the funniest part is that they always go on a tangent about how men should not cry ever, and then they start like crying. I think that's almost funny. It's like, how are you going to tell men they should never cry and they're losers, but then you're going to pretend to cry to get money out of people?
At the moment, we are currently on tour, so that's why we're in the setup. It looks a little bit different.
Oh, that's why they haven't posted in the last couple of days, or it's been like infrequent.
We weren't going to do any videos while we was out here, but
what happened?
some things happened.
Because this motherfucker told me.
Yo, man, when you go on vacation, that's when everything goes down. Last time I went on vacation, that was when like the Andrew Tate thing like blew up. I had to work on vacation, and I think the Deaf Noodles thing was happening at the same time. Before that, there was like some. It just always seems to be work on vacation, because I'm going on vacation in November, and I'm sure something will happen.
Told me that this should happen, and then I was like, okay, what?
While we were out here taking dubs on tour, doing some of our first live shows, let me just say, meeting you guys in person has been amazing.
Great.
That's cool.
Some big news just dropped. YouTube made some decisions.
No.
Let's go. Ready? Here we go. 3,
No.
2,
No.
I think I'll raise my.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Fit Podcast, man. We got a very important announcement for you
Very
guys. Let's
important
get into the show.
Let's go.
Very important, guys.
This might be one of the last times you guys hear this intro. No, I'm just kidding.
What is this here? Like, what is this? A lighter?
I'm just kidding. You guys can hear this intro as often
Yeah, I got a little drunk and I started doing commentary on the Deaf Noodle situation. Yeah.
as you want if you go to Rumble.
No way.
All right, and we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh and Fit Podcast, man. As you guys know, we had a show scheduled earlier with Psych Hacks, but we had to cancel because we got some really, sucky news.
Crazy news.
Yeah, crazy news, real talk.
Yeah.
Right now, we're live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. And guys, I mean,
Is this the end, bro? Because we got some bad news, man.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I mean, when I heard that, I was shocked because I mean, we love YouTube, man.
yeah,
We love streaming,
yeah.
and
yeah.
at this point, I feel like our whole lives are revolved around streaming. And like,
It's funny though. If they knew that YouTube was a girl, they would have hated it. But I don't know if they know that YouTube is a girl. So now you guys aren't allowed to like it anymore.
I like to people online. It's just like it won't be the same, bro.
These are
Yeah.
my friends.
In 2020, guys, as you guys know,
Yeah.
I was working for the government, right? I was a special agent of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
We worked for Wix, we'll just call it.
Yeah.
Right.
Wix.com, yeah.
All right, so this is their like little sob move.
Do you think Wix.com is him actually saying that he used to just be on welfare? Because you call welfare like Wick, right? Or at least a type of it. Is that for women? I don't remember this specifically, but
Moment where they relive the tales of the good days, So I'm just gonna put 1.5 because I don't give a fuck.
those are the good
And,
old days.
He was a tech support. I was arresting bad guys, etc. We started this podcast. We did our first episode on October 26th.
Went from arresting bad guys to being them and allowing them to happen
2020. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
because he's a bad guy. I mean, when you tell a woman to their face that that says, "Hey, I was assaulted," it was like, "Oh, it was your fault. You should have picked a better guy." You're not doing it. You're not a good guy. You're a bad person.
yeah, Chris was there. The apartment was all empty and shit.
You guys remember the days before we started just making a podcast where we shit on women every day? Remember the days?
Remember when we just shit on women privately, like in our own home? Remember we used to just talk shit about women? That was one of the weird things. Is when I feel like maybe it's a generational thing, but when I was working at my job, there was some people shitting on women at like the mechanics. It's mechanics being silly gooses. But I would always get like uncomfortable, and so would the guys my age. We'd be like, that's weird. Like we would still talk about girls being hot and stuff, but like we wouldn't not to, I don't know, there was something disrespectful. And we didn't engage. It was just weird. I feel like that's just fading out, you know?
You worked at Wix and you were a loser, and then I used to put out like illegal immigrants behind bars, and then we got together and we're just like, yo, these fucking whores, and we made millions.
True.
Good old days.
Oh, it's a cat.
Dumb whores.
You're whack.
November like 14th. Internal Affairs. Hey,
Wow.
we need you to come in for an interview. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Right. And I'm working at the government, sitting at my desk, writing up a report, and I see this email. And this is 2020 November. And I, I go, I let my supervisor know, hey, I got to go up to, the Internal Affairs office, right? Because it's not the same building as us. And, I go over there and they take my phone. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going on here? And then, they're like, they didn't want to tell me, but they're like, hey, we're part of an internal investigation. Next, they have me up with the, the special agent in charge. And they tell me, hey, it has to do with your YouTube. And right there it clicked. I was like, wait, hold on. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, you probably can't work for the FBI and also be like, yo, these fucking whores, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you wouldn't be able to do any podcast and work for the FBI. You're in a position where you just can't have like a social media presence like that. It's very normal. It makes it. I remember there was a TikToker who was in the military, and they asked him to like stop making content because he was like in the military. You know what I mean? Like, there's some people who you can't have a social media presence. Like, it is what it is. Part of your job. He should have just stuck with his job. I mean, that's good that he's not, because then he can't normalize shitty behavior inside his business. But
Sorry. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, the FBI is probably gonna frown on that.
Yeah.
The FBI is probably gonna have a problem with that.
Homeland Security is probably not wanting some dude just be like, hey, yo, these whores deserve less. I like that this even needed a conversation. Like, even working as a government clerk, you probably can't have a YouTube channel doing this
No.
shit. But anyways.
oh
I
yeah,
probably think I'm recording videos on my phone. Like, that's what it is, which it was a fucking like iPhone 6 or 7, it was a piece of shit. And what ended up happening is I had to make a really tough decision that month. I remember going back and forth, trying to negotiate, trying to figure out what we're going to do. And, they're like, no, like, you have to pick one. You have to either, you're going to be a YouTuber or you can be a special agent of Homeland, but you're not going to do both. And I had to make that decision. Remember, you were there.
Yeah.
We had Andrew here.
Wow.
And I was like, well,
Beautiful.
we got people working for us now. There's people that depend on us. You had pretty much quit your gig. So I was like, all right, I'm going to resign. And I walked in December 5th, turned in all my stuff.
Wow.
And, I walked away from the U.S. government. It was a good, 6-figure job. It was stable. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. You guys know on my Fed Reacts, you guys see how I talk when I'm talking on that channel. And and I haven't. I tell you guys that story to tell you that I haven't felt like that since today, and it sucks, guys. It really does suck. Fortunately, we made some moves, etc. And we kind of knew that the type of content that we make, for us to be able to give you this content, we have to.
It comes at a cost.
It comes at a cost,
And it will be here forever.
Yeah, and Fresh always said this. Enjoy while you can.
They thought it was tapping, man.
Yeah.
They thought it was a joke.
And we made
Yeah, so this is just playing up the idea that there's a magical matrix preventing them from making their content. The reality is that like there's nothing going on that would stop them from like doing whatever they were doing. They're not saying anything that's like magical. Speaking facts, bro. It really just boils down to them being disrespectful. There are people saying the exact same shit that they made that aren't getting banned, but they're intentional, provocative pieces of shit that like are just obnoxious. That's the reality. And the fact that it took so long means that they knew that it was coming because they should have been able to stop it. I wouldn't doubt that they were constantly getting messages from whatever work with them on you because they have 1 million followers. So there's definitely working with somebody in YouTube in some capacity. Like it's not like this came out of nowhere. So they had something going on and they simply weren't listening. And they got demonetized, but they're not saying anything. They're not speaking any facts. There are how many people who talk about the differences between men and women, and nobody has this problem. They're just playing into this dumb idea of like a matrix to try to extort money from their audience.
made moves on the side, knowing that this could potentially happen. And guys, the channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program.
Oh, no.
Just keep it straight.
If you look right now, you can't even super chat or
you can't even super chat right now.
Okay, they're just off the partner program.
That's 95% of their revenue.
Yes.
So it's not just they make their money. Listen, for all the shit I talk, they are top 3 in terms of how much money people donate. The amount of dudes who want to be like, they have the panel with the women and the dudes donate $100 to be like, tell that dumb whore with the blonde wig.
Yeah, what's funny is that like all these men are looking to Fresh and Fit for like help, like advice to be successful, and they say, "Oh, guys, we don't have any money. What should we do?" Meanwhile, they're donating hundreds of dollars every stream. Like, why do you think you're unsuccessful? Because you're giving these guys money, as if it's some kind of church.
That her daddy doesn't love her. Like, there's dudes who paying that every day. So like they were top of the line. That's how they made their money.
Yeah, they're the only fans of YouTube.
Sure.
Okay, sure.
So this is the beginning of the end of this era.
So we are in trolling chat. So yeah. So you literally can't. Yeah, man. So it's so basically, we're gonna figure out what's going on because we don't even really know all the details. We're working with YouTube to try to come to a middle ground and work together and figure this out. But for now,
We don't even know why.
we don't know the specific reason.
But we don't, in any form or fashion, hate YouTube or want to go at them. We're just saying, you know what?
I like that. We're like, they're whatever the person behind the thing played like a soundbite clip, and they're like, "Don't, Chris, don't do that. It ruins the. We're trying to set a story here that this is sad. Okay, you're supposed to be playing the sad sound track. Play the sad music. You know, that's what's supposed to be happening. But they're not doing that.
We wish we knew the reason why. But we respect, for them to use the platform and keeping us here for a while, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, but and the thing is that you guys know, right, on this pod, we push the edge, right? We push the envelope. We're not gonna lie about that. Like, we give you guys the real deal when it comes to getting in shape, when it comes to
money, girls,
dating, improving yourself, etc.
Whoa,
and
the real
unfortunately,
deal.
to be able to give people real advice that they can take in real life and apply to the real world, you have to have uncomfortable conversations about uncomfortable.
There's plenty of people having uncomfortable conversations all the time. They're not getting demonetized.
Topics in uncomfortable times.
I said it when they did the whole monkey thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that when Fresh and Fit put out that live stream and said they were going to nuke our channel, they just ended up nuking their own. So, if you're proud of this, congratulations, brother. You played yourself. I don't think there's much to be said. I wouldn't be surprised if the YouTube channel gets deleted.
Fresh, my man's 28 going on 80, and I don't want that to be you guys. And that's why today's sponsor, THM, is coming in to save the day. I get compliments on my skin all the time.
Here's your money. Yeah, thanks, brother.
Ultimate Killstorm super
This is an old
chatted
ad.
$5. Hey Papa, you should check out the body cam footage of the Oklahoma teacher who got arrested for coming to school drunk on the first day.
Maybe.
It's viral RN. Tom C super chatted $1.99.
For my stream
I
with my
want to
wife,
be
Robin Dan
unsuccessful
channel.
too. Here's my money.
Thank you. Only $2, dude. You have to give me 100. I'm just kidding. Don't ever give me that much money. That's fucking insane. That's crazy. Thank you, though. I appreciate that.
I said it to Sneeko when he did the whole fucking him simulating raping a girl, another YouTuber.
Well, I don't think that that's what it was at all. I don't, and they don't believe that it's that either. But at least not when they first messaged it. It was simulating like aggressive sex. I know that they just don't like Sneeko now. That's why it's changed to being that. Looking back, it's hard to have charitability for Sneeko, but he wasn't really simulating sexual assault on that girl. He was like, oh, she just needs good dick from a guy, and she'll be begging for it, kind of a thing. It was still very inappropriate, and it's still bannable because it's sexual harassment. If you did that in a workplace, you'd be fired. So
it was about the
and this is why I didn't even want to go back and forth with Ethan Klein. It's like when you bring up certain drama, it brings bad press. People start writing articles. Okay,
sure, yeah.
And YouTube just doesn't like that. They don't want bad press. So even though these guys were bringing in so much money to YouTube and their income, they weren't worth the negative cost that they potentially would bring with a bad press story. And that's what these guys are.
I don't think that the bad press between Ethan and them would have done anything. But I know, it makes perfect sense to just not want to be in drama. Like, obviously, being at this, drama puts you at the center of attention. It makes you popular, keeps you, keeps your eye on you. But do you really want to be popular like that? Who does? It's annoying, it's stressful, it's unnecessary, it's stupid. Like, why do that? Especially since when you really retract from it, we've all done shitty things. We're all a bunch of dumb fucks that have made mistakes. It's like, why engage in this constant back and forth dumb bullshit over some petty ass shit that doesn't really matter. It is what it is.
They're a bad news story waiting to happen. The New York Times will probably write something someday about misogyny being rampant on YouTube or racism or whatever it is.
Misogyny was rampant on YouTube, and what did they have to say about it? ... Nothing.
Being rampant on YouTube, and they're going to play clips of these guys doing monkey noises and calling people all kinds of things, right? Or doing the KK, putting on the white hood, right? They're going to play those clips. YouTube doesn't need that kind of bad advertising. You want to be able to be free to do whatever you want. YouTube says, sure, but we're not going to make you part of the partner program. We're not going to allow you to make money off the site because we don't want to be associated with your brand. So they're sitting here now like they don't get it, but all these conspiracy theories that they've been bringing on the platform, all the dumb shit that they've done, they want to sit here and cry about it now, but I already said you were willing to throw away your platform to do the dumbest, unfunniest jokes possible, the dumbest minstrel show. So it's easy to sit here and be like, oh, this is so devastating, but you weren't really thinking about
the copyright strike thing was crazy too.
About your platform or
It's funny. It's funny because they haven't been DMCA. They didn't DMCA me. I just watched their stream. The half-hour video of them crying.
It's Sombra super chatted $1.99. Papa, have you reacted to Fousey getting arrested?
No, it's on the queue. Don't worry.
Maintaining your shit when you were doing that dumb stuff. It's easy to say, "Oh, I care about my girl. I can't believe she left me." You were cheating on her for 5 years.
Yeah, true.
You cheated on her with her sister. You were doing flagrant dumb shit, and then you want to cry afterwards about how much you care.
Dude.
It's kind of hard for me to take it seriously. I don't want nobody to lose their stuff, but it wasn't surprising to me the same way it's not surprising when the other guy loses.
You called it.
I told Preacher private. I said they're probably going to lose their shit over this.
And I was the one to say I was not believing in that because to be honest with you, sometimes when stuff like that happens, I really don't believe in the system. I don't believe in the things that are in place, and sometimes I'm like, experience that I had in life is like I don't believe in what they say. When I mean I'm talking about the system in place and the rules.
Oh, right? Matrix.
So like sometimes it's not fair, and I was like, maybe not.
Yeah, sometimes it's not fair, but also sometimes fairness is a subjective thing. I'm sure Fresh and Fit feel like it's not fair. Like I've gotten fucked in ways that I feel like are unfair, like getting banned from YouTube and all that shit. I mean TikTok or whatever. You know, but it is what it is, man. Like sometimes that's life. Sometimes it's just some things are just a little bit unfair. Oh, I thought he was gonna move more. Oh, well,
probably not. And then it just takes time, I guess. It just takes a whole lot of time for them to sit down and be
maybe he meant that YouTube wasn't going to do anything because they're not a fair system.
Funny. The same way that it took time for Tate, like they need to rally everything up and watch and put it like a file together to just justify this. That's the same thing that happened there.
This stuff could even happen to me and Preach someday. It could. That's why you don't celebrate this kind of stuff because we have takes that are probably not the most popular when it comes.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't celebrate it either. It's not that they're not popular. It's just like why put that energy into the world to like you should get banned. I'm not surprised that they are though. Like fuck them, who cares? They deserve it.
It's a trans women sports or whatever it is, and I've always accepted that I'm probably going to lose this platform someday. So when that happens, I'll be okay with it. I'll be at peace. It'll suck, but like it is what it is. I'm not married to this thing. I understand it, but I also try to take steps to be smart about what battles I choose. Not every battle's worth fighting.
True.
When a dude's putting on a monkey suit or putting on a clan hood, like I'm not trying to be on that level of dumbness, right?
And you're going to be able to say that, oh well, you know what? That when they did that, they were not on YouTube. Still linked.
Like I said, they don't like the press.
Yeah, it's still linked. It's still a representation of them. It's still wrong. So
they say like YouTuber is out here wearing the hood, making it doesn't matter whether it was on or off the platform. It looks bad for the platform. It looks bad for their business, and that's what it is. YouTube is a business at the end of the day.
Guys, it's about to be an election year. You know what I mean? We're talking about certain points, and we brought up certain points that might not be politically correct, right? That might not necessarily align with everyone's viewpoints.
It's an election year, guys.
Right? And we've worked really hard to bring people on that have different viewpoints, right? Some of them very controversial, some of them that may or may not be politically correct. And
they had white supremacists on.
That's unfortunately the risk that you take when you make the kind of content that we do.
Making even other platforms like a Rumble, they're taking a huge beating on the stock market.
Yeah,
I mean they're up.
Despite having one of the best years for revenue and for views and everything. And
I like that. Rumble's getting a real beating. It's because Rumble is too much of a free speech platform. Rumble is where rejects go. That couldn't exist anywhere else. That's what it is. People don't want to associate with that because it's disgusting. First of all, it's not advertiser friendly to have white supremacist people like Nick Fuentes on there. Second of all, like some people, I know this sounds like a hot take. Some people don't want, like, are in companies that own companies or run companies. They are people that are minority in some capacity, and they don't want to be treated like less than a human. And so, like, you know what? I just don't want to work with. I don't want to advertise here because it might be some black dude who just like, oh, I don't want to, put my thing into a company that allows this type of shitty rhetoric going on. This guy just blocked me. What an idiot.
So this comes at a cost, no matter who you are. Company, individual, creator.
Yep.
And a lot of you guys want to be aspiring RB creators as well, and I respect that. But just know, at a certain level, it will cost you a price you got to pay. And I think the environment understand this, and we were saying, you know what? At some point, we're going to have to deal with this price, and today's the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And my thing is, guys, more than ever, real talk, more than ever. I know a lot of you guys send me messages, and trust me, I look at them. I really do look at them. And as a matter of fact, I save them too, because I sent some of them to Fresh today.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you guys send me your DMs, it's like, yo, you saved my life. Yo, you sent me a picture of your credit score. Yo,
you saved my life, bro. You saved my life. No, they didn't. Like I said before, they're just filling a hole.
My girl is making sandwiches now, or whatever it is, right?
Yo, don't kill me, bro.
Making sandwiches.
Don't kill me, bro.
There's no way that anybody that watches Fresh and Fit is having a positive impact on their relationship.
Don't kill me. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. YouTube, I'm mad that you banned these niggas, bro. We need more women making sandwiches, bro. Yo, we need more sandwiches in life.
True. I mean, it is a little bit true. It's a little true. I could use a sandwich right now, but I'm gonna go out to dinner later, probably with my mother-in-law and my wife. So.
I can't believe.
Gotta save it up. Can't eat too much throughout the day.
You imagine this fucking dweeb on a date? Yo, what you used to do? I used to be a federal agent. What do you do now? Man, I help men get their women to make fucking sandwiches, whore.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, he didn't say it. He said
Guys,
that.
we're getting attacked on all angles. I've been
Getting
like,
attacked.
whether it's the press
We're
writing
getting
articles on
cooked.
us, videos getting taken down, that other channels are not getting taken down, and it's the same exact content or whatever.
The funny thing is they want those press articles. That's the thing, is they pretend that they don't, but they do. They want those articles from the press. They want people to, like, I fucking dipped. They want that. They want that attention, and that's what they've been thriving off of. And now all of a sudden, they don't want it anymore, because now if they feel like it's having a negative impact on them. So they want the press though. They want it. It's just insane.
Rumble getting hit, right, for free speech, video, like just get strikes, whatever it may be. Guys, it's got to the point now where even where we shoot the location doesn't want us to stay here.
Yeah.
Right. But
I said probably because there's a bunch of fucking people coming in and out of there that are annoying people. They find the worst of the worst to have on these podcasts. And they're probably, like, considering the way that they basically pay for sex. That's what they're doing. And, like, alcohol, they're probably bringing a bunch of girls over and spending a bunch of money, being loud, being obnoxious, probably damaging parts of the property. Like, I wouldn't doubt any of that stuff.
dude, there is a matrix, man. Like,
That's what I just said to you.
Bro, yo, these guys are such cornballs. All these Matrix-loving losers, like, they never address all the lies they tell. They never address all the fucking factual evidence that they love to provide, the fucking bro science that they believe in. They just blame the Matrix. It's crazy how they say women are allergic to accountability, but these motherfuckers run to the Matrix when it comes to accountability.
I mean, we've talked about this with Andrew at length. Like, people don't want you guys to get this message, dude.
Even Rumble's under attack too,
Bro,
for everybody.
Yeah, they're trying to shut Rumble down. Like,
Rumble's under attack. Rumble's just a shit platform. Sorry.
At some point, there was free speech where it was like, okay, you know what? You say what you got to say. We won't crucify you. But nowadays, free speech is kind of like, is it even a thing? I mean, not really.
Stop bringing up free speech. Like, it's not about free speech. You have the right to say it. That's why you weren't banned from the platform entirely. They're just saying you're not going to make money from us, which is entirely acceptable. Like, you guys are demanding that YouTube pay you, that YouTube employ you.
Yeah.
Why would... Imagine if I came to your job and I said you had to employ me. Under what circumstance do I have the responsibility to continue paying you when you...
They can still use YouTube. YouTube's still allowing them to use their platform to pull people to another website. Like, YouTube, like, honestly, I think that YouTube's... I'm surprised. I mean, frankly, I'm surprised YouTube didn't take it a step further. YouTube totally could have been like, oh, you know what, you're just banned. But they said you can use our platform. We're just not going to pay you. Advertisers don't want you to get paid. YouTube doesn't benefit from that. YouTube doesn't benefit from taking away Fresh and Fit. Like, this is the thing. YouTube wants money. YouTube doesn't benefit from taking away Fresh and Fit's thing. Now Fresh and Fit can still stream. That's people watching on YouTube and engaging on YouTube. YouTube's not getting paid. So now they're getting millions of views unpaid for no advertisers. That's taking up space on their platform. You know? YouTube, I mean, you could argue that those people might watch other videos as well, but like YouTube, at the end of the day, they're taking a loss too. That's views that could have been spent elsewhere. You know, and if you really want to super chat to them, you just have to go over to Rumble. So you're watching on YouTube. Oh, I want to give them my life savings. Oh, pop over to Rumble. Boom, you're done. YouTube, you know, I don't think that YouTube overall benefits from this in this sense that, like, they make money. They're losing money on this. The Fresh and Fit are a big platform. So
you're doing stuff that's detrimental to my business. That's not free speech. You want a fucking handout. You want them to just give you stuff because you feel you're entitled.
True.
They want to end out, like those girls that want to be paid for whatever.
I think it's fair to say to YouTube, if you guys are going to terminate this, you should be able to tell us why. But it's not act like your fucking dossier is free of issues. Let's not act like YouTube hasn't spoken to you numerous times about the DMCA strikes, about the other things that y'all been doing, or the strikes that you guys have been given, or the warnings that you've received. Y'all acting like y'all got fired out of nowhere. Bruv, we've all seen you get called into the office a few times. Stop. I'm not going to watch any more of this. So I think it's pathetic watching grown men refuse to take any accountability for any of the situations they're in. I think them going to Rumble is going to be a big L, as it has been for pretty much every creator who's transferred over there. But hopefully if they're able to make good short-form content on YouTube or on TikTok and that gets them more viewership, then I think their stuff will keep growing. But if they don't do that, then I think over time their viewership numbers are going to tweeter out as they become less relevant. But it'll probably take a couple years. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right.
You were right.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
I got nothing else to say, but you were right. You know, when it comes to this shit, you know your shit.
Hey, bro, I just tell you, man, when I see people make bad moves, like as a business owner, I'm like, I can see
yeah, I mean, the reason that it took so long is probably because, like, Fresh and Fit were most likely part of a meeting. Like whether it was in person or it was online or like a virtual meeting, they were part of a meeting where they're sitting down and say, listen, like you have these people on the platform doing this, that, and the other thing. They're having these people on here that are really bad here. This person is on a no-fly list that they're bringing on. They're making monkey sounds, putting on KKK masks. They're mocking other black creators, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're probably part of a meeting. And they're like, we need to take this person down. We need to do something. Okay, let's demonetize them. So, I wouldn't doubt it.
I didn't think it would happen.
I'll tell you, YouTube is serious about their business. I also say this: y'all said y'all were gonna end our careers.
That's weird. That's weird that happened.
That's true.
I was thinking.
Y'all said, y'all did a whole live stream saying you were gonna end our careers.
They also said that they would lap us. But
no.
All right, listen.
It's
good luck. Y'all gonna need it.
Godspeed.
And if worse comes to worse, you can stop helping dudes make their girlfriends make sandwiches and go back to being a Fed. And Fresh, you can go back to bagging groceries and sleeping with sugar babies. Anything else? I don't give a fuck. I said I was gonna take the high road, but fuck these niggas.
There was a little bit of a low road there.
Fuck these.
Anyways, when karma happens, the same way that a woman talks shit and be like, "What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?" and then pushes a motherfucker, and just pushes the person and pushes the person, and what you gonna do? And goes to the extreme thing and just push his head and gets decked. I'm like, karma. I'm not for it, but karma. What happened should have happened. What should have happened happened, and it is what it is.
Yeah. That being said, coconuts in Barbados.
All right, so let's see what the second video is. This is what I really want to see.
You want to jeopardize your whole fucking degree? You want to jeopardize your career, everything you've built? Why? So you can be on TikTok for free.
We are better than you, period.
Today's topic.
Guarantee you, next year, this
a lot of
time, we're going to
bad
lap you motherfuckers.
Few moments later.
The channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program. Saving children, right?
You know, it's a little petty, but it's always sometimes being a little petty is a little bit fun. You know what I mean? They're sitting there, they're really basking in it. Ab and Preach.
That was great, but saving you guys is better.
Saving you guys is better. Could have been the intro to like a Geico commercial, you know? Why is he
Yeah,
audio?
why we're still celebrating
me?
Fresh and Fit getting fucked over.
Are we celebrating?
Low key. I'm celebrating. I'm just doing a little two-step in my room.
That's a little
Yeah. I drew a little Fresh and Fit sticker on the floor and I'd be dancing on it.
That's so fucking
Look at
ridiculous.
us, some high-value men losing their shit. Here's why. One.
Yeah, what happened to being like stoic? You got dumpster nay-nayed, and now you're like sitting here complaining about it. You're supposed to be stoic. What happened to the stoic man? Taking it on the chin, you know? What happened to that? I don't know.
Bad for Fresh and Fit.
No.
And two, why I think they deserve even worse.
Sure.
Absolutely. Everyone's like, oh, how dare you guys celebrate somebody being deplatformed, this and that.
I figured that's what it was. I had like somebody in my comments the other day. They were complaining. They're like, "Oh, I lost some respect for ABBA because he was celebrating what's his like the Fresh and Fit's downfall." It's like, who cares? Like, why are you so invested in that? Like, you're a weirdo. Like, yeah, why wouldn't they? Who gives a shit?
No, I celebrate people having consequences for their actions.
Yeah,
That's
black men trying to tear down other black men.
I celebrate. And I'm certainly not going to feel bad for somebody who tried to get a bunch of channels removed from the platform
True.
with their own copyright strikes.
If someone tries,
Did we all have short-term memory? Or these guys knowingly hired a lawyer to put out all of these strikes on a bunch of different platforms, knowing they were false?
I'm surprised that Ab and Preach didn't really talk too much about how, like, basically the idea that what we got from Fresh and Fit, that they basically trying to make it seem like they were like super poor and needed money on their thing. They were like begging for money. The way that they were doing was so weird.
They're false. They didn't care. They wanted these channels to.
I mean, I get that but they were trying to make it seem like we sold all our cars for you guys, blah blah blah. Trying to make it seem like they were never doing well on their platform.
Eat it. Yep. Right. And what did they say at the time?
everybody that was talking.
What did
about
they
them.
say at the time?
What did they say about the time?
They said actions have consequences. You want to talk shit, get hit.
The haters tried to kill us. Over 30 plus YouTube channels made videos like slandering our name, whatever it is. Now they're mad that there's consequences to actions, bro. Y'all are not going to be able to run around and drag our name in the mud with, false.
Oh, that's a very intrusive hat he's wearing. I wonder if it has anything to do with his baldness.
Without some kind of recourse, bro. Like, that's just not the way the world works. What we're going to do is we're going to go behind the scenes, get the legal people to do it for us, and then they're going to hit you guys where it really hurts your pockets, okay?
Whoa.
You make a hit piece on us, we're going to hit you back, but legally.
Can you ask why these clowns tried to take down Abba and Preach with fake DMCA strikes?
Basically, we have a lot of people that talk about us on the internet, and some of it is slander, some of it is defamation, and using our content in their videos, and we're like, okay, cool. We've waited out for a while for you to stop. You're still doing it. So, you know what? Cool. Now we're going to take legal action against you because obviously you're attacking our character and our integrity. So at that point,
I mean, it's defamation of character is a very, very, very specific, heavy thing that's almost impossible to prove. We're gonna lose because my team is fucking dog shit. Look at this idiot over here. Nobody was defaming them. They were speaking poorly of them because they're idiots. But
hey, it's all fair game.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Those are their words. Right? They never apologized for any of that stuff. They never took it. Now they want to cry about free speech.
There is a matrix, man. Like, I mean, we talked about this with Andrew at length. Like, people don't want you guys to get this message.
I think at some point there was free speech where it was like, okay, you know what? Say what you got to say. We won't crucify you. But nowadays, free speech is kind of like, is it even a thing?
Excuse me? I didn't get their channel taken down. I'm just watching as karma comes back to bite you in the ass. That was your actions that you never took accountability for, and all of a sudden now you want to be some pariah for free speech. Listen, your whole channel can go up in flames, your building can go down. I don't give a fuck what happens.
Free speech, unless there's talking negatively about me, of course. Then it's not free speech anymore. It's just meanie. It's meanie words. Yeah, they do the same thing with women all the time. Absolutely.
To you. That's kind of like those ladies who go around like, hit me, and you get smacked in the face. I don't care.
Why did they bring it? No, they said that in both videos. What's this weird obsession with it? I mean, I generally agree. You shouldn't be goading somebody into hitting you, but why is that the point? Did something happen recently that was like a really big point? Oh man, like where a woman was like, hit me, and then the guy did, and they're like, well, that's what happens, you know. It's just weird that they mentioned it twice.
Go ahead.
If fuck around and found out was two morons, it'd be them.
That's it.
It's really that. It's funny. It's just funny how the people that have been crying about accountability the most when it hits you back. But they're saving the world. Yeah, they're saving probably some of y'all, and they help some of y'all, but they're also doing some bad.
They want to say it's about.
No, I mean, listen. I don't think anybody's getting actually saved. Like I said, these are individuals who they would have been saved by anything. An inspirational Taylor Swift quote would have also saved them. Like they're just kind of like they're sad, you know. They're just looking for something, anything to fill the void. That having a father probably would have filled for them.
Being men, right? The platforms about saying, what does having that little coke head of yours come on just to ramble about flat Earth and other dumb shit have to do with saving men? What is Nick Fuentes coming on talking about Jews saying?
And he just did like the fucking the whole hand up thing. I don't know what you'd call that.
The N word a bunch of times and chopping it up with a white supremacist have to do with saving men.
Everybody's always talking about education and stuff, and they say, well, the reason that the blacks and Hispanics aren't performing so well is because the schools aren't funded, the schools aren't good.
There's not one reason, I don't think.
I think there is. And the reason is that when you look at IQ tests, blacks score one full standard deviation lower than whites. And IQ's an 8.
Do you think that it is like, are you talking about like a nature versus...
I mean, listen, just no. Yes, of course there is a genetic component to IQ, but there's no significant differences between black and white people, except I can't go out into the sun for too long. If you take 1,000 black people, 1,000 white people, you put them in the exact same culture, the exact same education, the exact same everything, they're going to turn out the same. That's just a fact. I don't know what else to tell you. That's what I'm talking about. Nick Fuentes just thinks black people are inferior. That's all it is.
Nurture argument here?
Yeah, I'm saying it's genetic.
So you believe that black people are inherently dumber?
I'm saying on average.
You should have stayed in your lane. And because you didn't stay in your lane and you wanted to walk together with people who are on no-fly list and banned from every other planet, okay, you ended up taking a big L. Associate whoever you want, but don't be mad if other people don't want to associate with you afterwards, i.e. YouTube doesn't want anything to do with you. They banned that guy for a reason, and you want to bring him on and cozy him up, having saying the N-word to a bunch of black women? That's your choice. You're free to do whatever you want. Free speech. Don't mean that people got to associate.
Is that what he's doing, having him call the black women the N-word? I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, Fresh and Fit, I think, hate black women a lot more than they hate anything. I think that because the way that they talk about black women, from what I've seen, is weirdly disrespectful. It's just fucking bizarre, dude. It's so weird. I mean, not for nothing, but there's always this crybaby bullshit about Western men or Western women, how terrible Western women are, blah, blah, blah. Not for nothing. But the only difference between a Western woman and a woman anywhere else is that they're allowed to be considered equal. I mean, let's just be real. Look at the women's rights in other countries. They're fucking terrible. I mean, women are treated like shit and worse everywhere else. Now women are generally treated better here. And now it's just oh, I don't want to have to treat them like a person. My dad doesn't. Why do I have to? You know what I mean? It's just dude, it's the whole thing it comes down to is these men aren't respectful. They don't know how to be respectful. They never learned respect. They're dumb. The only thing that they think is the only time they respect somebody is that they feel like that person could threaten them physically. That's why they only respect other men. So that's what it comes down to. It's a childish bullshit behavior.
With you. Don't mean that people got to pay you to do that dumb shit. What brand, okay? Forget brand. You got a job.
Oh, fuck.
Okay? You work at an office.
What up?
Do you honestly think you could keep your job?
No.
If after hours you got videos of you publicly, proudly walking around doing the salute, right? With known white supremacists. And then you want to come into work, Pikachu face, you're
That's why I do it with unknown white supremacists. I'm just kidding.
fired. And you want me to feel bad? Come on, cuz. I could understand that some off-work behavior shouldn't affect your job, okay? I could understand to a degree. Doing the salute with white supremacists, talking about how black people are inferior, dumb IQ, whatever it is.
Hey, and preach, I guarantee your wife is probably ugly. I said it.
Whoa.
Yo, you gave her a ring pop and you licked her at your fucking wedding.
We should fly her up, bro.
Weirdo.
Hey, yo, we should fly her up.
This is this is like one of those things where, like, as a man, maybe this is a traditional thing, you don't talk about another man's wife. And it's like, you can't claim to be a man and pull this shit. I'm like, it just doesn't work. You're a little boy. It just doesn't, it just doesn't work out. You can't talk shit about another man's wife like that. I mean, obviously, if the woman's talking shit in person or whatever, or as part of it, that's different. But you don't just go to another man's wife or anything like that. That's just childish behavior. Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, that's all they do. And I guarantee you that, because remember, Sneeko is just like, he's not a person. He's not smart. He just emulates other people around him, always. For his whole life. No, he wasn't some 13-year-old, like, prodigy, intelligent kid. He just knew what to say. He heard Fresh and Fit talking shit about Abin, Preach's wife, and then what did he do? Oh, he had to say it about Charlie. That's all it comes down to. It's because he heard the behavior. He thought that was cool, and he internalized it. And he's like, I cannot wait to do the same thing to someone I don't like. That's all it comes down to. He's a fucking baby.
There's a lot of people that are talking about, oh yeah, you know what? They've been doing good. You know, there's food that has a lot of protein, like let's say chicken breast. It's good for your health.
Gotcha.
All right, and you should have that. And you know, it's great if you want to have nutrients and if you're training and everything and stuff. But if I take a whole dookie in it, it's chicken breast and dookie. Okay,
true.
There's a lot of bad. There's some good in there. There's some if you move around the dookie, there's some chicken breast somewhere. Still doo doo. I'm not eating that. So if I serve you a plate. A Parmesan.
I know what they're saying, that there's always this idea that, like, Fresh and Fit, there's some good. There's really just what good is coming from Fresh and Fit. Go to the gym. Like, yeah, that's awesome. But that's nothing in depth. Like, do they actually, like, guide? Do they give people, like, recommendations for different routines to run or something? Or is it just like, hey, you should go to the gym? It's like, what good are we really talking about? Go to the gym, guys. Don't be fat. I mean, it's great advice, but I mean, like that, and then you say, don't go. Hey, go to the gym, and then you spend 50. You have a 3-hour podcast. You say, go to the gym for a minute, and then the other 2 hours and 59 minutes is spent on what? Talking about how women are worthless and that basically women are the problem in the world. And then you talk a shit about fat people, but the second that you need to, you justify why it's okay for your friend Chris or whatever to be fat. You always talk shit about fat people. Oh, they're lazy, blah 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 blah. But then your friend Chris, you say like he's fat too, but he's dealing with stress, and it's justifiable. They said that in that podcast. So it's like, okay, they can't even keep it consistent in themselves, bro. It's always something. They always got to have some level of hypocrisy going on.
Dookie chicken breast and claiming, yo, there's some chicken breast in there. You're not gonna eat it. It's the same thing. That's their channel. There's some good in there.
I'm eating it.
There's a whole lot of dookie. I don't even understand why some of y'all like, yeah, but they did good in this. You don't even see the bad. You wanna toss the bad out. The bad was there. The salute?
That's because the people saying that they did good, they don't see the bad because they're dumb. They're idiots. There's good too. Like they're just they just don't know what's happening in front of their face. They don't see the bad because they don't understand that it's bad because they're little babies. That's why they follow Fresh and Fit.
Like I said, you played yourself.
Yeah.
You were puffing your chest.
Congratulations.
You were puffing your chest loud and proud. Talk about, I'm on Rumble. I'll do whatever I want. YouTube said word. Okay, well, you can go be on Rumble full time, and now you want to cry. Saving children, that was great. But saving y'all was, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, some corny
Take
shit,
all
bro.
your shit. Pack your bags. Grab your little plaque. Congratulations on hitting 1 million. Good luck on hitting 2. Okay.
Damn, you think they got the plaque? Do you think they even got the plaque anymore? Or do you think they got rid of it?
All you men.
Or do you think they didn't send it out yet? Because it takes a while to send it out. I wonder.
Crying in the comment section, y'all would not show even 1 ounce of grace to a woman being accused of doing half the shit that this man did. You would have dunked on her, being like,
Western women refuse to take fucking accountability.
Actions have consequences. Welcome to a man's world, and y'all defended him to high water. It just turns out that all these red pill losers, right, are gonna sit just as hard for men if they idolize them. Y'all notice we didn't cover them for a little while? Why? Why do you think I didn't cover these people for a long time?
Not to be associated.
Let them go make their mistakes. You know, the idea that all press is good press is a lie. I'm gonna even tell you guys, all these like beefs and dramas, now that we're like around 1 to 2 million subscribers, it's not something that you necessarily want to be in all the time. Why? Because YouTube just doesn't like this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that it's not even that whether YouTuber doesn't like it or not, but I feel like it's, you know, you hit a point. It's almost addictive because you get more attention when you're in controversy, and then like, you know, that brings more money to you. But it's like, why do you like? I don't know. It's not worth the stress. You know, it's just not worth the stress of being like a provocative dick. That's one of the things I really like about my podcast with my wife on the Rob and Dan channel, which is in the description, that we have every Sunday. We also release daily segments, and we're going to start releasing clips as well if that's the kind of content that you enjoy. Is that it's less controversial, and I enjoy that. It's less stressful. It's just fun. We go on there, we talk a lot about a lot of couple stuff. You know, we do a lot of commentary as couples. We didn't even intend to do that. We just kind of started streaming together, and we just started gravitating towards couples clips, things that, you know, for couples chilling together, and it's been a lot of fun. You know, so, you know, there's something more interesting about not trying to be a controversial dick just for attention, honestly.
And honestly, it's not that important to my platform in order to get you guys what y'all need. So why would I jeopardize everything I'm working on?
Because when you're so controversial all the time too, you get an audience that enjoys controversy, and I really don't want that audience. They're so like, everybody likes a good brawl now and again. Let's be real. But at the end of the day, people who exclusively like that blood sport, which is what it is, why would you want to have those in your audience? Like, then that's like all you're doing all the time. You know, it's just like they're going to want to see that too. They're not going to want to have you be reasonable in some capacity. So it's like, fuck, you know.
The money for my family, the money for my people, for my initiatives, for my community. Why would I jeopardize that so I could argue with two reasons? And that's what I'm saying. I think creators are some of the dumbest people on the planet. And if they're not dumb, okay, they're so ego driven, right, that they think they're untouchable. And I'm like, nigga, you're on somebody else's platform. You don't have any equity in this thing. You have no rights in this thing. They can literally delete you anytime they want. What do you have to base your ego off of?
Yeah, that's true. The reason they don't is because they want to have like reputation to their platform. But Fresh and Fit were enough for them to say, yeah, well, let's get rid of these gooses, these silly gooses.
That's why I be telling folks this shit could get deleted at any point. If it does, I'm just walking. I have no power when it comes to this platform.
Yeah, I know what they mean. Like, it's good to be mentally prepared to not do YouTube anymore. I mean, like, listen, who would I want to? No, absolutely not, dude. I like doing YouTube. It's fun. It's great. It's amazing. But I'm always prepared to have to get a real job, man. It's life. You know, I got backups set in motion just in case something happens. You know what I mean? Like, it might happen. I might fall off too hard. People may not want to engage with me, or, you know, I get ready to go to a job. You know, it's what you have to do, or else you become desperate and you become a loser. You don't want to be that desperate loser. You want to have that backup plan of like, what could I do if this doesn't work out, so that like you don't act desperate, because that's when people they sniff the desperation. Just kind of do your thing, man. You kind of do your thing. You know, you don't want to be desperate. You don't want to be that guy, you know, desperately trying to get attention by, you know, I don't know, going into someone else's stream and orbiting somebody so heavily that's all your content, or you know, trying to get yourself into controversy, trying to say like provocative shit just for attention. You know, people are gonna say provocative stuff every once in a while, like I do, not intentionally. I just you know, I don't want them to shut up. But doing it for attention intentionally, like, you know, you see when that kind of shit happens. You just don't want to be that person. You know, you don't want to be the person. You want people to smell it on you. You don't want to be like a desperate fool. It's pathetic. Do I think Fresh and Fit will play the race car because it's demonetized? Maybe. I mean, they didn't. They might. That's actually maybe. It wouldn't be until after they get the final decision, because right now they feel like they're going to be able to keep their platform. So they're not going to be like too aggressive or rude to YouTube. But then once YouTube says, "Now fuck yourself," which I'm assuming is going to happen, they might do that.
Now, sure, there's probably ways I can retain it through websites and off-platform things and little things. Even going to Rumble, you have no equity in the bitch. So people acting like they a boss. That's why I look at creators sometimes and I laugh. You're not untouchable. It just takes one wrong video and everything can get taken away. So when you're walking around big-headed, puffing out your chest, looking at the rules and laughing.
Well, it's usually different, not just one video. It's usually a collection of different things, and then like how you deal with those things. But you know, they should have been more respectful in their thing. But again, that's what their audience wants. Their audience likes it when they act like pieces of shit. That's why they act like that. They've attracted a shitty audience. They're shitty, then they attracted a shitty audience, and then they feed off of each other like parasites, and so everything just gets amplified. That's what happened, you know? That's why you don't want that. You know, that's why when there's some people who are like, I'm unfollowing you, I don't like this take, good. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not against criticism, But when you tell me that you're not going to follow me anymore because of this or that, I just think you're a loser and you're weak. Like, you could just, because the biggest reason is because, like, not because you're unfollowing me. It's like, why you needed me to know because you're like a baby that's hurt. It's like, you don't need to tell me that. I don't care. Like, you unfollowing me because you don't like me anymore is fine. But then you feeling the need to, like, speak up about it, then you're a loser. Like, that's loser behavior. Because you think that I care about anything that you have to say. You know what I mean?
And spitting in the face of everything like that, right? I'm looking at you like, okay, we'll see how long you last, and they never last. Now, the deal isn't even that bad because I'm not the boss, right? YouTube has a payment system in place. They have advertisers that they work with. They funnel me a check every month, okay? Hey, I'm an employee. I might be a little bit more self-employed than a lot of other employees, but I'm an employee. I don't even pretend like it's not my place. But if you want to get those easy checks, because the checks from YouTube are pretty easy, there are certain rules you gotta follow. You don't want to follow them, that's fine. YouTube gets to cut you off. You don't get to cry afterwards. So that's why I say creators are some of the dumbest people. Okay.
Like I said, I was actually getting screwed. YouTube banned me twice this year, unjustifiably, and I know that it's unjustifiable because they reversed it. But they didn't reverse it because of the appeal. They didn't reverse it when I reached out to them through their YouTube studio. They reversed it once I reached out to them through Twitter. YouTube's infrastructure for that shit. But, like, my point is that, like, they fuck people all the time. I'm sitting here, I'm like, damn, this sucks. Like, I'm not, I complain too, but there's no matrix. The reality is that, like, they just don't give a fuck about me, and they're not doing their due diligence. They're fucking lazy sometimes. You get caught in the crossfire. There's no fucking take your shit. I mean, I got banned off of, like, fucking very successful TikTok. I'm not saying that because I really don't care anymore. The point that I'm making, though, is that, like, this shit happens. There's no fucking matrix. People just don't like it when you act like a douchebag. That's what it comes down to. And they don't want it. The advertisers have an impact, so they're like, yeah, we got to get these fucking idiots off of here.
They really don't understand what kind of relationship they have with their employer. They don't understand what kind of relationship they have with the platform. And yet they want to act big-chested and act like they're invincible because they're getting cut big checks. You're not getting cut big checks because you're really smart. You're getting cut big checks because you have a lot of following. That's the only reason. Those two.
That's actually a great point. Because it goes to, like, what is a like, what is a view, what is a follow? Are you getting like, views, and follows because people actually like you and want to view and follow you? Or are you getting like, views, and follows because people think they want to bully you, like a lol cow gets bullied? Or, you don't really necessarily know. What happens is you put out a behavior into the world, and then people will follow you for that behavior. And sometimes that behavior, you don't know why, but you gravitate towards it, and all of a sudden you're a fucking meme. You're just a joke. You're a lol cow. So.
Two things are not the same. They are not the same. The business acumen of some of these people is fucking zero. What businessman wants to throw away his own platform so he can go and raise his hand with white supremacy? Business.
Well, that's what happens when you get so anti-woke. It's just all about, things that will bother people. Because that's what it is. It's not about men. That should be the proof. It's not about men or advocacy for men. Because you'd think that there was a bunch of black guys, like black men, that were following Fresh and Fit, and yet you're gonna go hang out with a white supremacist. Like, that's bizarre to me. It's not about men at this point. It's just about hating women specifically more than anything else, and it's about being as anti-woke and provocative as possible. It's not about, like, actually any type of, like, support structure for anybody. That's why they're hanging out with them, because they're anti-woke and they want attention. That's all it comes down to.
And this is not even this is just a money thing. Some of you guys are going to throw away your whole lives because your ego. You want to throw your careers away because your ego. You work as a lawyer, but you want to be out here having videos of yourself saying the most foul things and publishing on TikTok. Why? Because your ego. You need to be heard saying dumb shit. You want to jeopardize your whole fucking degree. You want to jeopardize your career, everything you've built. Why? So you can be on TikTok for free.
It's like that doctor.
Not even for free. You're going to cost yourself 80 to 90 to 100 plus K a year.
That doctor that lost her whole life. The doctor lost her whole life license.
Damn.
Like, do you understand that she cannot practice no more?
Because she wants to be on TikTok.
She can't practice. She got to find another job. She got to close down her clinic, everything.
Yeah.
Not only that you're costing the job of your employees, but you're done for life.
Yeah.
Find yourself something else.
I know what doctor they're talking about, but
if you want to be out here speaking to men, that's fine. Be smart about how you do it. That's all I gotta say. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Actions have consequences. Ain't that one of your favorite lines? Ain't that what you like to tell these women when you bring them on their platform and you dunking on their head? Yeah. We love to see that male vulnerability. Go on. Cry for them. Let's go.
They deserve it.
Oh. Hey, man. Should have been smarter.
True. All right. Yeah, man. I was just curious about that, and my curiosity has been quelled.